Hello everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of DC Universe Online. This is Wire Tips, otherwise known as Action Man 2010. It's been a little bit since I did a video, but I thought since all this time I've been doing videos on episodes and different DLCs and whatnot, I'd do a video on something that you could all really use as far as making a character, like classic style Batman. This is classic Batman. Now, basically, there are a lot of combinations, a lot of different styles you can use to make Batman. This is just the one that I use, so if you have any other better ideas in the future, just subscribe and let me know.
Why did you place that there?
So, anyway, here we go. So basically, to start out, what you want to have is first it'd be hero, it's a faction, of course, or villain if you want, but you know, hero, Batman's a hero, so you want hero faction. Mentor, Superman, or Batman. Movements, acrobatics, personality wise, powerful. Weapon is martial arts, and that's as far as his basic bio for his character. As far as body features go, you want his hair to be the hair that I chose is actually the Al Ghul hair underneath, but you can't see it right now. I believe his regular hair is actually the Caesar haircut or hairstyle. So that's just the one I picked. There's various ones you can pick, the Rockford style, things like that. That style. I believe the Rockford style, the New Troy, and the Caesar style are some of the more popular type of styles to use for his hair that I've seen. And,
It'd clearly go better over here.
then as far as your let's see, as far as the eyes go, it's the blue eyes, but since you're wearing the mask, you want to make him like white, so be like a grayish white. The body type that you want is striker large, because striker large is like the tallest, size, and Batman's pretty tall, so you want to make a striker large for the height. Then as far as the skin type, you want to use human skin number 2. So now human skin number 2 is the one that I personally use. It's almost like the youthful look, only he's got a little more of a serious look on his face. Whereas I guess the difference between the youthful look and the human skin number 2 is the youthful look, face has freckles on it, which some people don't like to use for some reason. It doesn't really bother me because if you adjust the color a certain way, you can't really see them. But human skin 2 is that one, as opposed to the youthful. Now, if you want to know exactly what color to use, a grid for the skin, I put a color skin grid on there, which is not really that big a deal for his skin color because his skin's not really easy to use. His Batman, Bruce Wayne's, is a fairly fair kind of complexion to medium tint. But if you want to go to colors, go to skin, the code for that is 99644B, I believe. So again, for human skin 2, it's 99644B. Okay, now for the head style, let's get into styles. What you want to do is you want to get the Dark Knight's cowl. So Dark Knight's cowl is what I'm wearing, as you can see here. There are 2 different ones. Let me just go into the style menu real quick. So as you can see, there's Dark Knight cowl and Dark Knight helm. They look slightly different. Dark Knight helm is more of a, I guess the only way you could really describe the difference is like Christian Bale's kind of tight, kind of cap one. And the Dark Knight's cowl kind of goes all the way down his neck. You can see the neck part. That's the one you want to pick, his Dark Knight's cowl. Now, as far as the face, he doesn't have anything for the nun, because if you have the Dark Knight's cowl, it covers his whole face, his whole head, so you don't need anything for the face, unless you cannot find his thing. Now, just so you know, again, the Dark Knight cowl and the Dark Knight helm is a special kind of item. I think it's still available in the marketplace. You want to check. Now, I don't know, after the past couple months, all these updates I've had, with Doom Metropolis and whatnot, everything else, that it's still going to be
The
there. I'm
bug
assuming
cave
it
is
still
way
is.
sweeter than your place. I'd give you permission to enter it, but it's top secret.
Now, so those two may or may not be available in the marketplace now. I'm pretty sure they are, though, for a little bit amount of marketplace cash. And as you can see, you can unlock styles. Keep in mind, if you have unlocked styles that you've unlocked before, you'll be able to access them and possibly unlock them for good, which is part of that update they had not too long ago. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, getting down to the shoulders. For the shoulders, he doesn't have any. I've seen people wear like a certain type of shoulders. Go over his shoulders part, but I usually don't want to use shoulders for Batman, not for the classic look anyway. Now, for the emblem, there's a lot of opportunities for the emblem. I've seen lots of things used. I've seen the axe used, the double axe used for his bat, which is something you probably want to use unless you got like the emblems. A lot of time capsules open up. Time capsules, they can have emblems that you can use for Batman that are really good. Now, the one that I'm using is basically the Batman versus Superman emblem. Now, just so you know, there's two. There's one that came out a little while ago called the Batman Rebirth emblem, and the one called the Batman versus Superman emblem. Now, the one I use is the Batman versus Superman emblem because it's the closest you can get, I guess, to a classic type Batman emblem. Of course, the one we're thinking of is the one where he has the yellow with the bat in the middle, which is black. That's kind of the one that most people think of when they think of classic Batman. But because there's not really any emblem like that just of yet that I've seen, this is the best thing you can use, which is more of a New 52 kind of one for classic Batman. Now, you can use a butterfly type of one that has the yellow on the back, but butterfly doesn't want to look like the Batman. It looks like a butterfly, so you can't use that one.
I've got a toilet in my house.
I think this is the one I'm talking about, this one. But people, of course, don't want to use the butterfly because it doesn't look like the butterfly. You can do it, but it doesn't look really good. So I just want to use a Batman versus Superman. There we go. So moving on. As far as the hands go, you want the Daring Vigilante. Now, I know there's a lot of different hand styles for this. I decided to go with it. It's a personal style choice for my own personal style. I like the Daring Vigilante. I think it has more of a interesting look to it. It's just definitely not the classic type you might be thinking of, but it still has the 3 hooks on his glove, just like his regular glove. And of course, if you want, you can always use the other thin or trim. I think it's the let me just find it real quick here. It's basically like if I don't have it in this loadout here because I didn't unlock it or buy it, purchase for some reason, it's actually available in the Watchtower war room. But it has, it's called a thin, spiked, whatever you call it, regular one. It doesn't have 3 hooks on the gloves, but it's got 2. You've probably seen it. It's available in the war room. Anyway, that's the one that most people probably would use for his gloves. And they have other ones, like for instance, the Batman style. Here's the Beyond High Tech ones that most people use for his gloves. I don't use it, of course, because as you can see, it's only got the 2. I want to use the 3, but if you want to use that one, you can. Like I said, I prefer to use the Daring Vigilante. So, and of course, for the most part, the kind of gloves I'm using, the 3 sharp points on the glove is probably why I'm using this one. It has a different kind of look to it. I think I just did it because a lot of people use their own kind of styles, or and I can keep in mind all these styles or isn't something that I've just done myself. Other players have used this character style for Batman with this classic look or whatever. They all do probably use these. I'm not the first person to use it, so just so you know, I just gotta give a little heads up there that I'm not the only person who uses these styles, and it's not something that I just use myself. Lots of people have used it. This is just my choice. Anyway, moving on. So, the waist. We want Bloodbat. Now, there's a lot of different choices for this one. I chose Blood Bat because I like the way it looks like, like a utility belt, like that. They have other ones you can use. There's Checkmate Form Operatives. There's just so many different kinds of style belts. You might find one that's a lot closer to the actual classic one, but I want to use my own version of the classic original one for myself, for my own character, like I said. But that's the Blood Bat you want. Now, for the feet, you want the Stalwart Defender. Now, there's less choice for this as well. The Stalwart Defender is something that I chose. Now, I believe there's the one that you can get in the Earth 3. It's basically the Owlman ones. Let me see if I can show you. Maybe I can show you real quick here. Owl Suit. These are also some good boots you can use. Now, I probably showed you some boots that you might prefer over the other, but like I said, this is just based on my choice alone. When it came down to which one I really wanted to choose, I had to pick whichever one I thought fit my classic look. So you can pick the Owlman one, whatever you want, but obviously the one that I think is best, most people have used at one time, is the Stalwart Defender, like that. Now moving on to chest. Now for the chest, you want the Streak Slimeline chest piece. Now, of course, for the classic one, you don't have to use the Streak Slimeline. It's just one I use. There's many other regular ones you can use in the War Room. Different types of ones, like the T Slimeline, different kinds of chest pieces. But I just chose to pick the Streak one. I thought it had a pretty good defining look for his muscles on his chest and stuff like that. So, now moving on to legs. For legs, you want to have the New Genesis, of course, and legs. It's definitely the most popular one. It's a good thing to have that one, where he wears the undies with the leg tights for the classic Batman. And there you have it for that. And then let's see, for the back. Now for the back, there's probably a lot of capes for this now, ever since this came out, but the very one that most people probably always use, it's available from getting it in a certain instance. I want to say it's a League of Assassins type of deal, alert that you get this one at, but I'm not quite sure. You might want to check the DC blog for that. But the Batwoman is the one style you want to use for his cape. It looks the most like his. There are a few other variants of the ones. I think a Daring Vigilante or some other ones you can use, but that's just the one I choose to make classic Batman. And as far as that goes, there you have it. That's your Batman. Of course, from the beginning of the video, you've already seen how he looks. The result. Hope you like it. Now, almost finished here. It's going to move on to the palette. What you need for the palette. Now, of course, there's a lot of just variants.
I've been here. How long? You haven't even offered me a
colors.
drink. Sheesh, what a host. I'm going back to the bug cave.
Yeah. As you can see, Ambush Bug is talking in the background. I was going to actually have him not in the video and take him out of the base for a little bit till I get this done, because he talks all the time. I know it's kind of annoying, but he don't talk very much, so it's no big deal. At least you got to hear him. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so for the various colors for palette, first one you want, of course, is gray. Now, if you wanted a certain number, the number for the gray color for the palette you want for the classic Batman is going to be 38383B. Again, gray for the colors of his costume for classic is 38383B. And then you want for blue, of course, variants of colors for blue, but if you want the code for the blue is 051730. And then of course, for the yellow for the belt, code is 503700. Again, for the belt color, yellow 503700 is more of a gold color, a little darker. Okay. And then, of course, for the final color, which is basically mostly just for the emblem itself, is you want black. So if you want a color code, it's 060606. That's the color for the black color for the Batman emblem. And like I said, there you have it. That's your Batman character for classic. Like I said, if you have any other variant styles or anything you'd like to recommend to me, because, of course, I've played the game for a long time, but I don't know all the looks like this. This is just based on my version of the classic original Batman, but I think it looks pretty close, except for a few things, like maybe the gloves, of course, and the belt looks a little more like the Techno belt, but or utility one. But that's Batman, the classic Batman. Like I said, if you have any other ideas, or if you like
you
his
don't know
videos,
what it's like when you
subscribe.
go away. It's dark, so very dark. And then, at night, the wolves come.
Yeah, thanks, Ambush Bug. So anyway, that's the Batman style, classic one. Like I said, let me know if you have any other ideas. Like I said, always subscribe if you like my videos. And like I said, as always, I'll see you again next time. Have a good day, everybody.